There is something incredibly powerful, deeply beautiful, and truly rare about a person aged 65, 70, even 80 years old who is still full of life, still curious, still passionate. If that's you or the version of you you're becoming, then let me tell you something. You are very attractive. And I don't just mean on the outside. I mean in your presence, your peace, your personality. You are what the world calls a rare gem. Someone who hasn't given up on joy, who hasn't surrendered their spirit to the silence of old age. Because life at this stage isn't about slowing down, it's about deepening. It's about living with more intention, more laughter, more grace. And yes, if you have these 6 hobbies, these powerful, beautiful habits, you're not just surviving. You are glowing. You are magnetic. You are wise, radiant, and a source of inspiration to everyone around you. These are the kinds of hobbies that don't just fill your time. They fill your soul. They make your eyes shine again. They give you purpose. And they remind you that it's never too late to begin again. The first hobby that makes you incredibly attractive is lifelong learning. Yes, you are beautiful when you're still hungry to learn something new. It might be a language, a musical instrument, or just reading history, science, poetry, or philosophy. When an elder has curiosity in their eyes, it shows they're still growing. It tells the world, I may be old in years, but my mind is young, alive, and open. There's something so captivating about someone over 65 who's still excited about learning, who still asks questions, who still signs up for a class or watches a documentary with wonder. The world sees them and is reminded that age is not a barrier. It's a badge of honor. And when your children or grandchildren see you learning, they feel proud. They think, if my parent or grandparent can keep going, what excuse do I have to stop? You become their silent motivation. You become more than just a wise elder. You become a living flame of inspiration. The second hobby is movement, not just exercise for health, but joyful, intentional movement. Whether morning walks, gentle yoga, dancing in your room, gardening, or Tai Chi, movement keeps your spirit alive. When an older person moves with grace, the whole world watches with respect. You may not run like you did at 30, but the fact that you choose not to sit in stillness every day says everything about your spirit. Movement is attractive because it signals freedom, confidence, and discipline. It reminds people that even in aging, you refuse to surrender your body. Even if you have knee pain, even if you're recovering from surgery, your effort to move, stretch, walk, or sway to your favorite music is a beautiful, silent rebellion against decline. And you become a symbol of strength, proof that dignity lives in how we treat our bodies, even when they begin to change. The third hobby that makes seniors incredibly magnetic is storytelling or journaling, writing down your life experiences, sharing stories with your grandchildren, recording your memories, or even keeping a gratitude journal. All of this turns your life into a sacred reflection. And when others hear your stories, they are moved. Why? Because those stories carry truth, history, love, and lessons that no internet search could ever replace. You become a living book, a voice that needs to be heard. There's something deeply beautiful about an elder who says, "Come sit, I'll tell you a story." When you journal, your thoughts gain clarity. When you tell stories, your heart stays open. You are reminded of your strength, your survival, your blessings. And others, they see your light. They don't just admire you. They learn from you. They listen. They write it down. They carry your words long after you're gone. That kind of influence is timeless. That kind of beauty is immortal. The fourth hobby that makes you shine from the inside out is creativity. Whether it's painting, crafting, knitting, gardening, baking, photography, sewing, or building something with your hands, creativity is the heartbeat of joy. When you create, you are connected with your inner child again. You are saying, I still have something new to give this world. And that is deeply attractive, because the world often assumes that after a certain age, you stop producing beauty. But you, yes, you, when you hold a paintbrush, plant flowers, make homemade jam, write a poem, or play a melody, you are breaking that line to pieces. You are showing that creativity does not retire. It just changes shape. You don't need to be a professional. Your art doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be you. When you create, you heal, you grow, You leave behind beauty for others to enjoy, and your joy is contagious. The fifth hobby is meaningful connection. At this stage of life, deep conversations, loyal friendships, spiritual community, and quality time become more important than ever. You are incredibly attractive when you keep meaningful people in your circle. When you reach out, check in, and show love not because you're lonely, but because you're full of love to give. Connection can mean calling an old friend, writing a letter, joining a community group, visiting someone who's sick, or simply being present for a neighbor. These little acts of connection create warmth, and warmth is magnetic. You don't have to host big parties or be the loudest voice in the room. You just need to be sincere. A senior who gives hugs, speaks blessings, listens without judging, and offers wisdom without pride. This is a soul the world needs more of. That's beauty. That's strength. That's the kind of elder people never forget. And finally, the sixth hobby, the rarest, most attractive of all, is spiritual reflection. The kind of hobby that doesn't need tools or supplies, just time, silence, and intention. It could be prayer, meditation, reading holy texts, chanting, or simply sitting in silence under a tree with your eyes closed and your heart open. At 65, 75, 80, you have seen so much. You've laughed, cried, buried friends, seen children grow, perhaps lost loved ones. But through it all, your soul has matured. When you commit to a spiritual hobby, you become light in the darkness. You radiate peace, and that peace draws people in. People sense when someone is calm, centered, wise. They feel it when you enter a room. Your words soothe. Your energy heals. You don't need to preach. You live your truth quietly. You are a rare gem because the world is full of noise, but you are full of stillness. You are rooted like an old tree, and others want to sit under your shade. So, if you're over 65 and you still learn, move, create, connect, tell stories, and pray, you are very attractive, and not in a way that fades with time. You are attractive because of your energy, your outlook, your presence. You are what many in this world aspire to become. You are not just elderly. You are elevated. Your light shines because you've chosen not to give up, not to sit still, not to disappear. And the truth is, these hobbies aren't just about passing time. They're about keeping your spirit alive. Every time you engage in one of them, you are telling the world, I still matter. I still have something beautiful to offer. And the world, it sees you. It admires you. It learns from you. So keep going. Keep growing. Keep becoming. And never let anyone tell you that your time is over. You are not finished. You are just flowering in a new season. And trust me, this season might be the most beautiful one yet. Indeed, perhaps the most beautiful part of having these 6 hobbies isn't just how they help you. It's how they inspire others around you. When your grandchildren watch you learning a new skill, or dancing slowly in the garden, or writing stories from your youth, something inside them awakens. They realize that old age doesn't have to be sad or silent or still. It can be vibrant, full of spark, and filled with purpose. You show them that life doesn't end at 65. It transforms. You are not retired from joy. You are now a curator of it. You are living proof that beauty doesn't belong only to the young. Real beauty deepens with time. Your wrinkles tell stories of laughter and pain. Your voice carries strength shaped by decades of resilience. Your calmness in chaos becomes a source of healing for the people around you. And when you engage in these hobbies, not to prove anything, but simply to live fully, you honor the years that brought you here. You become a lighthouse in a stormy sea, a rare gem not because you shine like others, but because you shine in your own way. People around you start to notice that being attractive isn't about looks anymore. It's about presence, about energy, about joy. It's how your face lights up when you describe a book you just finished. It's how your hands gently guide a younger one in the kitchen or garden. It's how you laugh without bitterness, how you cry without shame, how you sit in silence without needing to be entertained. That kind of depth is not common in today's fast, noisy world. That kind of peace, earned through decades of life, is sacred. You may not realize this, but there are people younger than you silently watching, admiring your steadiness, your commitment to learning, your quiet strength. Your very existence gives them hope that growing old can be meaningful, rich, and beautiful. And if you ever doubt your worth, just remember this. The things you're doing, the hobbies that give your soul rest and your day's rhythm, these are not small. These are healing acts. Every stitch you knit, every page you journal, every walk you take, every person you listen to, these are moments that echo, and they matter. Maybe the world doesn't applaud you every day. Maybe people forget to say thank you, but your life is speaking. Your hobbies are a message, and that message says, I'm still here. I'm still becoming. I am not a burden. I am a blessing. So breathe deeply. Stand tall. Keep learning. Keep creating. Keep loving. Because you, at the age of 65, 70, 80, you are very attractive. Not because you're trying to be, but because you are real. You are rare. You are remarkable. A gem polished by time, pressure, pain, and still shining. And even beyond the beauty of your hobbies, there is something far more important. The life energy they awaken inside you. That glow people notice when they say, there's something different about you. That spark that returns to your voice when you talk about the things you love. That gentle confidence that doesn't need attention but silently commands respect. It's not because you're pretending to be young. It's because you're being fully yourself, exactly as you are in the age and skin and season you've earned. Your hobbies are not just hobbies. They are your medicine, your rhythm, your sanctuary. They are reminders that the heart does not age the way the body does. They remind you that you are still the same soul who once danced in youth, loved deeply, lost bravely, and stood up after every fall. And now, with every quiet passion you pursue, be it walking, writing, cooking, praying, reading, you're giving your soul a place to breathe. That breath is beautiful. That breath is attractive. Because let's be honest, this world can be noisy and shallow. But you, with your calm presence and meaningful life, are a quiet revolution. You don't chase attention. You attract it by simply being grounded. You're not trying to prove anything. You've already lived the proof. You've cried enough to understand compassion. You've lost enough to cherish what remains. You've fallen enough to walk humbly. And in all of this, you become someone remarkable. Your hobbies simply uncover the beauty that's always been inside you. They give you a chance to enjoy your own company, to celebrate your own presence. And that, in this world, is a rare gift. You are not just preparing for the end of life. You are still shaping it, still painting it with purpose, still adding light to dark places. And if people only knew how powerful, how healing, how wise it is to be near someone like you, they would sit by your side just to learn how to live better. You are a living library, a quiet guide, a well of peace. And these hobbies you do, they're your secret source of strength. They keep your mind sharp, your heart open, and your spirit lit. They're not just how you pass the time. They're how you prove that time hasn't passed you by. Every morning you wake up and choose joy, whether through movement, learning, creating, connecting, storytelling, or spiritual reflection. You choose life. And that is what makes you attractive in a way no mirror can fully show. So take heart. You don't need the world's approval. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep going. Keep doing the things that make your soul sing. Keep laughing. Keep hoping. Keep glowing. Because you, my dear soul, at 65, 75, 80 and beyond, you are a rare gem, and your light is only getting brighter. Dizzy,